Have you guys ever seen those videos in places like China, Japan, or Korea where people are on a subway train and pretty much every single person is glued to a phone? So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, these Asian countries, they don't really want to make a scene in public. So, the type of stuff you'd see on the New York City subway and Western countries where people just they're expressive, they're loud in public. They don't really do that in Asian countries. They That's why they just glue themselves to their phone. And even people that don't really do anything on their phone, they're still going to have their phone, open, just to make it seem like they're doing something. But I was watching a documentary recently and I saw something like that where I don't even know which country it was, but pretty much every single person was just glued to a phone and I'm like, it's just it just looks so like depressing. Like you have all of these people standing side by side, and it could even be people that know each other, whether it be friends, siblings, parent, child. It doesn't matter, man. We live in a society where you could just be hanging out with someone you know, someone you like, and both of you are just going to be sitting on your phones and, immersing yourself in this digital realm that doesn't truly exist. And I see this all the time, even in my city. Like every day I take the train pretty much to get to work, to go to the gym, and I see people that know each other, like friends, siblings, parent, child, and even relationships, even partners, right? And they're both glued to a phone. And I remember one particular time where I was going to work and I saw these two girls. They appeared to be friends, and they were sitting right next to each other, and both of them were just scrolling through TikTok while they're sitting right next to each other. I mean, listen, I'm not saying like I understand that you don't always want to be talking, but one thing I've noticed is that people avoid silence. People avoid just zoning out, just not doing anything and just thinking. Before I started recording this video, I was just sitting here for like 5 minutes. I just came here and I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't listening to anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting here, feeling the wind hitting my face and just thinking pretty much, just zoning out. But people don't really do that anymore, and I kind of realized this is kind of a rare thing that I'm doing. People used to be able to do it, but now in 2025, we don't want to be left to our own thoughts, so we always have this constant need to be doing something. Even if it's something as stupid as scrolling TikTok, which is absolutely useless for your life, that's what people do. I mean, think about this, guys. Like, go on a train, go in public, and, you know, even if someone's in a position where they could just chill, just zone out, they're going to be using their phone. See, even like these people walking by this path right here, they're just going to be using their phones. Like, and again, I'm not saying I don't use my phone, obviously, but I'm not glued to it, right? Like, usually I just try to like change songs, change, the videos I'm watching because typically, like, for example, like when I'm just going out for a walk in a place like this, I would just listen to a video. Most of the time, I don't even listen to anything in particular, but when I do want to listen to a video, I just turn on, I don't know, like Life Outrage's video, and I just take a walk. And if I pull out my phone, it's going to be to change the song, change the video, stuff like that. But people just be stuck on that. It's like, dude, why are you stuck on your phone? Like, you're like, open your eyes, man. You're in the real world. And the internet in particular, I've spent so much time on the internet that I can never get back. The internet disgusts me. It really does. It really disgusts me because there's two worlds. There's reality, there's the real world. And then there's this digital realm that many of us like to immerse ourselves into. Me in the past, I was the same thing. I would immerse myself into the digital world. I would use Discord servers. I would frequently browse Reddit. I would, just look at what's going on in the world. People arguing over Twitter, politics, seeing news about this and that. That's all noise, guys. That's all noise, man. And recently, well, not even recently, I'd say within the past like year and a half or so, I wanted to stay more in tune with reality, the real world. So what I did was I just completely stopped using social media. I stopped using social media. I stopped using things like Discord and stuff. And when it comes to interacting with people, my way of thinking now is I'm not going to interact with you through social media. I'm hardly even going to interact with you through texting. If I do text you, it's going to be very, very short. Like, I'm gonna be like, all right, when are we gonna meet up so we can actually talk? Because a bunch of text on a screen it's not a real conversation, man. Real conversations occur in person. So I'm not gonna talk to for example, I'm not gonna talk to my brother through text. I'm not gonna talk to my mom through text. I'm going to say, yo, when are you free? Or like, you know, where are you? So then we can actually talk. But that's not how most people function. Most people, they're so in tune with this digital world. They interact primarily through texting. They spend their time on social media. And again, I used to be that guy, but once I stopped being that guy, it almost feels as if that entire digital realm just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist anymore. All of that nonsense, I don't really even think about it too much anymore, unless I'm, roasting it like now. But and people like to compare themselves to others. People like to, say, how am I doing in life compared to these people? All of that is internet noise, guys. That's all it is. It's all internet noise. And the moment you stop using garbage like social media and just mainly just stay in tune with the real world, then you're going to realize that that only exists because you make it exist. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? This stuff doesn't even have to be a thing in your mind. Do you know those old men, those old women that are like 60, 70, that don't even know how to use the internet, and their entire reality is just what they see. It's not about what's happening in this digital realm. It's not about what's happening across the world. No, their reality is their immediate vicinity. Their house, obviously, their neighborhood, you know, the places they go to, like grocery store, work, stuff like that, friend's house. That's their reality. And that's such a much better way of living life. Because what the internet does is it feeds you all this noise. Yes, that's exactly what it does. It feeds you noise, man. And none of this stuff is even important to you. You don't need to know about what's happening on Twitter. You don't need to be scrolling through Reddit or TikTok and seeing what other people are posting. Live your own life, man. Like, people are not living their own life. They wake up, they look at a bunch of stuff that does nothing for them, and then that's what they do. Now, I'm not saying that completely abandon it. You don't have to, but at least try to limit your time, right? Because even me, I watch YouTube videos occasionally. Not all the time, but I do watch it occasionally. But it's not to the point where it controls my life. It's not. Like, again, I turn on a video from Life Outrage or Dad Mode and Dark Mode, another good YouTuber. I listen to their videos sometimes when I go for walks, but it doesn't control my life. I don't wake up and immediately just drop myself into a digital realm. No. I watch a video of theirs, I turn it off, and then most of my time is spent in reality. This whole digital age is another reason why I don't really care to make friends at all, because it just adds a whole new level of fakeness to friendships. Every friend or every person you try to meet nowadays, they're going to want to do social media, texting. Like, there's hardly any people that just want to, just naturally talk. It always has to involve some social media, Instagram stories, Discord. And I was actually talking about this with my brother the other day. Basically, we were talking about how, like, I don't really care about this social media, internet stuff, and I want to stay in tune with reality. And he said, but you're not going to find many people like that. So you might need to do it eventually. You might need to get on that social media train. I'm like, no. He said, no. He said, well, what are you going to do then? I said, what do you mean what I'm going to do? I'm not going to like try to change myself to appeal to other people. Are you kidding me? Hey, you can do it, but I'm not going to do it. It's like, this is a generation where you can't even talk to people without them opening their phone and scrolling through some useless stuff. Like, the thing about me is in the past, when I actually did have friends, when I actually did talk to people, I noticed that every single one of them did this. Every single one. Now, I'm not saying they use their phones all the time, but what they would do is they would frequently open up their phones and, text people, use social media and stuff like that. I'm like, these people, like, they can't even put it down for like 20 minutes just to talk. They can't do it. And think about it, guys. Like, you see this place I'm at right here, this wonderful park right here? Like, these people, if I were to be friends with, people of this generation, people of this era, and let's just say they were sitting right here, right next to me, right? They would open up their phones and scroll social media. I'm like, bro, let's just enjoy the scenery. Let's just enjoy the wind. And, let's talk. Let's actually talk about life. Like, you see those two people over there? I don't even know if you can see them. I feel bad for recording them, but they don't have a phone. They're just running around chasing after a dog and playing around, right? That's rare. That's rare. Everyone in this generation, they just want to constantly be glued to a phone and just immerse themselves in this fake digital realm that does nothing for them. Or even if they are at a park like this, they're going to be like, hey, Instagram, look where I'm at. And then they post an Instagram story. It's like, this generation disgusts me. This generation is just so addicted to something that provides zero value to them. Zero. It's absurd, man. And there's so many people that just live lives online. They have their whole online friend group. They have their friend group online that they don't even know. They don't know any of these people in person. They can't even name a single person. And I'm not even trying to make fun of these people. I used to be that guy. But here's what I recommend for these people, man. Literally just take 30 days off of this social media crap, and your life will change. Your internet friend group, those are not your friends. I'm sorry to say this, but those are not your friends, right? And even if you eventually meet up with them in person, I don't know, that's just so weird to me. Like, the foundation of these internet friendships is like, even if you do meet these people in person, you still formed a connection through something that isn't real. You don't know what people are actually like behind a screen. You don't know that. I mean, they're going to present what they want to present, the curated version of themselves, but you don't know what they're like. So the entire concept of forming friendships through online, the internet, it's very odd to me. And it just goes to show how pathetic this society is, right? Think about it, guys. People don't really form connections through coincidence, right? They don't do it anymore. What they do is, hey guys, I'm 27-year-old man living in New York City and I have no friends. I'm looking for friends. Where do I go to meet friends? And, and they basically use the internet to form friendships. I'm looking for friends, guys, and you don't want to be friends? I'm not even trying to insult these people. I'm just trying to say, like, this is what this generation is. You can't coincidentally meet people. Heck, even when it comes to dating, which I have no interest in. The thing is, there's so many people that they cross paths with a female and they're like, wow, that's an attractive female. Even the female's probably like, wow, that guy's attractive. They're never going to talk. They're never going to talk because we live in a world where connections are formed through screen first. It's not formed through just stumbling, just crossing paths with someone and just saying, hey, you're pretty cute. You want to talk? No one does that. Matter of fact, you're going to be seen as a weirdo for doing that. It just doesn't work. It always has to involve some social media garbage, like Instagram. It really does, man. It's so absurd, man. Like, why can't we just act like human beings, man? And the thing is, I'm very aware that, even though I try to pretend like this whole digital internet stuff doesn't even exist, it's kind of hard because everyone you see in public, almost everyone at least, they're going to be using their phones. They're going to be glued to their phones. And I'm like, as much as I try to pretend like this doesn't exist, I'm still in that world, man. This isn't 1970, as much as I wish it was 1970. I mean, I feel like I was, this is going to sound funny, but I feel like I was just born in the wrong generation. That's kind of like a meme saying, but I really do feel like that. I was not meant for a generation of people that live in fake digital worlds that aren't real. Like, has anyone ever watched Serial Experiments Lane, the anime? Basically, I don't even remember the full details of this show because I haven't watched it since I was like 12. But this girl that basically, the main character, she basically, you know, goes inside of this digital fake realm, and that's her life. That's her entire life. Correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't seen it in so long, but from what I remember, that's exactly how it was. And that's exactly how most people are nowadays, man. I mean, the world's already pretty much just fake to begin with, but it's getting faker and faker by the day. Eventually, we're going to have holograms and, no one's going to be talking to anyone. Eventually, the whole concept of human interaction is going to be rendered redundant. Like, we are on that path, man. We are. I don't know, man. I just despise this entire thing. It's hard to believe that right now, as I'm just sitting here in this very wonderful, beautiful park. I mean, I say beautiful, but whatever that is, I have no idea what that is right there. They actually recently built this thing, and it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that they built this thing because it wasn't always here. I go to this park pretty often, and this kind of just came out of nowhere. It kind of kills the vibe, but ignoring this piece of trash, very beautiful park right here, man. It's hard to believe there's people getting into internet arguments, talking to people they've never met, and pretending like they're dating. Yes, people will actually form relationships through Discord. People. This generation, yeah. People form relationships through Discord. That's absurd. That's absurd. People just go into internet arguments over stupid garbage, Reddit, Twitter, arguing about politics. None of that exists to me, man. The only thing that exists to me right now is this park right here, man. It's what I see. It's what I feel. It's what I touch. It's what I sense. What I smell. These people live inside of a screen. Most people live inside of a screen. You can't even, if you go outside and you see a friend group, they're all going to be glued to their phones, man. They all will be glued to their phones. And that's just the way this world is now. It disgusts me. Like, the internet sucks. I don't really even have much more to say. Um, I'm just going to keep pretending like the internet doesn't exist. And I get it. It's kind of ironic that I'm saying this because here I am on YouTube. But the thing about me is, this is for survival. This is for survival. The moment I turn off this video right here, I'm not going to be using the internet. And even when I upload videos, for example, I don't stay in my comment section. I don't dwell on YouTube analytics. No. I just live my life, man. Heck, I actually just, before going outside, I recorded my audio for the next video. So yeah, I recorded my audio for the next video, and right after I recorded that, I came out here so I can actually live. I'm not gonna stay on the internet, man. But this is kind of a long rant. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, take care.